Okay, so I wanted to do a quick little video of what your routine should be like this weekend while Luna is home with you. So right now, Luna is in her kennel, and so she should start out in her kennel when she gets home. I'm going to take her out to go potty. I'm going to potty her on a long line. You're going to get a long line as well. You're also going to get a slip leash that you can attach it to. This is just a slip collar. I can send you home with a slip collar if you like. And so she's in the kennel. Before we open the kennel door, I want her to stay in the kennel. So I'm going to tell her kennel, and I'm going to open the door. If she tries to bust out, I'm going to say no, and I'm going to close the kennel door. I'm going to say kennel, no, just like that, kennel. Now this picture looks a little bit different to her because I do have the camera in my hand, so it looks a little bit weird. Good. So I'm going to give her her cookie inside the kennel, which is just a couple pieces of food. If she doesn't want to take it, that's fine. While she's still inside the kennel, I'm going to put the collar on her, or put the leash on her. I don't know. There we go. Kennel. So once the leash is on, I'm going to secure my leash. There's a lot, no. Same thing. So if she steps out before we release her, we're going to close the door. We're going to say no. So, good. Now she's eating the kibble, which is great. Ideally, I want her to eat the kibble. So when I'm ready for her to come out, I'm going to give her her release. Free. We're going to come out. We're going to go straight to our place bed. So place. Good. Nope. Place. Good. Okay. So now she's up on her place bed. Good girl. I'm going to reward her on the place bed. Okay. Now, you see I have it here in my living room. This is the door. We're going to go out over here. But I'm always going to go back to this heel position before I give her a release from the place bed. So place. And then we're going to walk to the door. Free. Now, I had the line on to prevent her from doing anything super crazy, running around the house, jumping on me, whatever. When we get to the door, I'm going to tell her to sit. Good. If she doesn't sit on her own, I'm going to use the leash and just apply upward pressure, and she should go into a sit, okay? Once she's seated, I can give her a cookie. Sit. I know. I have so many dog smells on me right now. Good. I can reward her a few times. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the door a little bit. Good. I can remind her to sit when I do this. So this is going to be called our door manners. Sit. So the door is open. I can mark a reward. Good. I just do not want her rushing out until I release her. Sit. Good. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to give her a release word. Free. To do my best to hold on to the long line. Now, when you take her home, I want you to hold on to the end of the long line at least. If you want to keep it shorter, that's fine. I just want to make sure she goes potty. Now, depending on what your home picture looks like, if let's say you have to walk across your driveway to get to the potty area, I'd probably say let's keep her close to you until you get to the edge of the potty area and then give her a release. For us, like, we come right out to the potty area, so I just kind of give her a release and let her go potty. So we're just going to hang out here. We're not going to go adventuring too much. It's a little tough right now because there's not a ton of grass. And most dogs do prefer to pee on the grass versus the snow. Some dogs don't mind. She might take a minute to go potty. Go potty. After she goes potty, we're going to go ahead and reward her. Now, like I said, she doesn't go potty very often, so there's potential she's not going to potty right now. I feel like she is, though. And that's actually one of the reasons why I potty her on a long line, is because of the fact that she doesn't potty very often. I want her to go potty more comfortably. And some dogs, like, they don't like to potty really close to you as your handler. It would be a bigger deal to keep her on a short leash if she was having potty accidents in the house, and that, you know, that potty training was really important. But she's not having any accidents, so I'm not super worried about it. I want her just to go potty just for the sake of it's, you know, necessary for her to stay healthy. So I'm not super concerned about a ton of potty etiquette, right? Because she's going potty outside, which is fantastic. She's not having accidents, and that's the best we can ask for, right? So okay, I'm gonna say that she's not gonna go potty right now. All right, we did just go out not too long ago this morning. So what we're gonna do now is I'm going to recall her to me. I'm gonna explain to you how to do that. We have her on the long line. If for any reason you feel like dropping the line and letting her run free, that's totally fine. Just do not try to recall her until you have a hold of the line again, okay? Yeah, I know. You're free. Okay, you're free. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say her name, and then I'm going to make a bunch of goopy noises to make myself super interesting. And when she comes to me, I'm going to mark with my clicker, and I'm going to reward. Luna! Yes! We've been practicing this quite a bit, so hopefully she should just come when you call her. But in the event that she doesn't, that's what the line is for. You're just going to bring her to you, essentially, and you're going to mark and reward when she gets there. Okay? So now we're going to walk together. So now I'm going to shorten up this long line. I'm going to untangle it because right now it's under her legs. Thank you very much. Very kind. Go ahead and untangle this one. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to keep this nice and short, and we're going to walk together inside. What you're going to do is you're going to reward in this heel position. Luna! So I have a whole bunch of food. I'm just going to kind of hold it here. As long as she's walking next to you, you can mark and feed. And mark and feed. And mark and feed, okay? If you want to start saying heel, if she's doing a good job, you can heel, feed. Good. Heel. Now, we're going to do the same thing at the door again. Good. We're going to tell her to sit. We're going to open the door. We're going to mark. We're going to reward. Tell her to sit. We're going to open the door. We're going to mark. We're going to reward. Sit. Good. So the door's already wide open. Now, when we go inside, no, pop, sit. Okay? When we go inside, I'm going to send her directly to the place bed. This is going to be a routine that's going to help on your day-to-day life. So that way you're not letting her in the house and she's running crazy zoomies with muddy paws and all sorts of crazy stuff. We're going to send her to a place bed to kind of relax and decompress. Free place. Go straight to her place bed. Good girl. Good. Now, inside the house, you know, it's not super huge. There's not a ton of space for her to really get too lost. So I have dropped the long line. Your long line will be a little bit shorter than mine too. But if you want to drop the long line, you can. If you want to hold on to it for this weekend, I recommend it. That way you can provide proper communication more efficiently and more effectively. So I would say when you do take her out, just spend some time working on place, practicing like I showed you in the video I just sent you. All right. You're going to be next to her. Place, click, and feed. Place, click, and feed. Place, click, and feed. What I also want you to do is practicing your footwork. So place, step, come back to this position, click, and feed. Place, step with your right foot first. Go back to the side position, the heel position, click, and feed. place. If you're getting pretty good at it and she's looking pretty relaxed, you can step all the way in front of her, go back to the side position, click, and feed. For this weekend, I would be practicing this when maybe your son is elsewhere, out of the way. She is not ready for that level of distraction yet. Place, step in front of her, take a step away. So you can spend as many reps at each of those steps as you need to. There's no rush. There's no award for getting furthest, fastest. If you just spend the entire weekend in this heel position next to her, doing rep after rep of just place, click, and feed, that's fantastic. Place, click, and feed. Okay? Place, click, and feed. This is going to be the primary thing I want you working on this weekend, plus the stuff that we just talked about outside, working on those door manners. I haven't sent you the video on how to do recall yet, so don't worry about the recall just yet. I want to make sure we go over that together, especially using the e-collar. If you want to practice some healing, you totally can. It's just right in this heel position, click and feed, and click and feed, and click and feed. If you want to say heel, you're just going to say heel right before you click. So be heel, click, feed. Heel, click, feed. Then you reload, heel, click, feed. Place. It's very simple stuff for this weekend, very simple homework. I'm also going to send you another document to kind of coincide with all the stuff we just talked about. It's going to kind of be an overview of what's expected to be done with Luna at home, especially at the end of her program too. So this is going to be kind of like a trial run of what it's going to be like when she goes home at the end. Of course, at the end, she's going to be much further along, and your homework will be a little bit different. So, but it's going to give you an idea about how to set up your routines to help her integrate back into home life. But if you have any questions, do not hesitate. Call me, text me, anything. Okay? So, once she's kind of settled down on this place bed, good girl, right? And I do want her in this nice, calm, laying down position. Everything looks great. From here, once I've finished my session, you know, even if I was outside doing a session of heel, I'm going to come in, put her on a place bed at least for a few minutes to let her settle down. From here, I'm going to give her a release. When I give her her release command, I'm going to step forward with my left foot first. And this is a cue to her that we're going to go off the bed, and we're going to go straight to the kennel. For her, I give her a bowl of water in her kennel. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. That's totally fine. Just, I would say, give her the opportunity to drink some water right before she goes in the kennel, or right when she comes out of the kennel. So, okay, here we go. We're going to go into the kennel now. Ready? Free! We're going to kennel. No, kennel. That doggy don't want to play with you, I promise. Now she went in there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark and reward. I'm going to take off her, here we go. I'm going to take off this. So she's in there. You can see she has her bucket of water. I'm going to mark and reward so she's in her kennel. And then I close the door. And that's it. Call me if you have any questions.